Good afternoon. This is Carolina Gilcapi from State Adventures. We specialize in putting together private custom tours, and I have a trip to Southern Africa here for you that I wanted to dive into together, go through the details, just so you kind of have an idea of the logistics, how everything works, and jot down any questions while you're reviewing this trip with me. I'm going to share my screen right now so you can see the itinerary that I'm going to send you via PDF as well. So this particular trip is for October, and it will combine three different countries. So we will focus on South Africa. That's where we will go to Johannesburg for some history. We will do a lot of safari explorations in two different parks around the Kruger area, and then we will go to Cape Town, because Cape Town is fantastic, for the wine country, for the Cape Point, Boulders Beach. The town itself is just a wonderful location with Table Mountain. So we will explore the city a bit before we fly to Victoria Falls. And in Victoria Falls, we will stay in Zimbabwe. It is on the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe. We will be on the Zimbabwe side, and we will spend a day going into Botswana to the famous park of Chobe. So that is kind of all the locations we will be visiting. Let me just go through the itinerary with you. October 7th, you're going to take an overnight flight from your home city to Johannesburg. On October 8th, when you arrive in Johannesburg, we will have a private guide waiting for you at the airport. You'll be looking for a State Adventure sign with your name on it, and we will take you in a private car to your hotel. So what we're kind of doing here is having you get a taste of Johannesburg with an afternoon tour, because from experience, most people after that overnight flight and the time change, they kind of get a second wind. They're ready to explore that afternoon. So instead of hanging out at the hotel, we take you out to see Johannesburg. Johannesburg has a lot of history, wonderful museums. The Soweto township where Mandela lived is there. So we will visit all of the highlights with a private guide in your private car, going at your pace. So in the afternoon, as you get tired, we'll go back to the hotel and you can rest. So the Peach Hotel is a really wonderful modern property, really well located. You can have dinner here. It's a great boutique property that we really like using. So I hope you like it. It kind of gives you a flavor of being in South Africa. So it's not just another chain property, but something with a lot of local flavor. And October 9th, we're going to dive right into our safari. So we will fly you from Johannesburg to Hoedspruit. Hoedspruit is an airport in the region of the Safari National Park. So there's Kruger National Parks, there's Sabi Sands, there's Kapama Reserve. There's lots and lots of private reserves and public parks. So we like to have a combination of both. Why? Because when you're on a private reserve, the guides and the drivers can go off-road. So if a lion passes your car in front of you and goes into the bush, the car will turn around and follow the lion into the bush as well. If you're in a public park, and you will see a lot of self-driving safaris only allowed in public parks, then you have to stay on paved roads. You don't have the same experience. So we like to combine both. So you will be in the Kapama Private Game Reserve first at the Kapama River Lodge. It's a really wonderful property. It's a South African chain. They have about 3 different lodges throughout this region, all different levels, all different kinds of experiences. And what they do is they include everything. So as soon as you land in Hoedspruit, they will pick you up. All your meals are included, all your snacks and teas and local drinks and alcohol. And for the excursions, you will have 2 daily safari activities. So going out in the trucks in the morning, in the afternoon. Then you can also do guided bushwalks, which is adrenaline filled. And of course, they provide all the transfers and everything in between as well. They can organize something really beautiful, really special for you here. And it is a perfect introduction to the South African safari experience. Why do I love sending people to South Africa versus Kenya and Tanzania for their first safari? It's because South Africa is really congested with wildlife. It is very protected, and it's a much smaller country. So when we're in this area, you go on game drives in the morning, in the afternoon, but you come back to the lodge and you can enjoy the lodge in between. You can have a beautiful lunch and dinner at the lodge. Sometimes in other countries, you will spend a lot of time on really bumpy, muddy roads, sometimes 8 hours a day, getting from point A to point B. You don't have that need in South Africa because the national reserves are very close together, and just going out for 2 or 3 hours in the morning or in the afternoon will allow you to see the big five and so many other species, and being able to relax by the pool in between. So I just love that experience in South Africa. You also don't need yellow fever vaccination. Malaria is not mandatory. You can get it if you want. But I have gone myself and I did not need to get any medication. So that's also another plus for me. If it's not mandatory, I usually don't get it. So it was very easy to travel to South Africa and include a lot within a short time. So the following day, same thing. You have a morning game drive, afternoon game drive. You can go on a bushwalk. All your meals are included. You can relax in between. It's a really great lodge. And there's local communities all around. You can arrange a visit to them. There's also other sanctuaries around. You can visit them as well. So there's lots of opportunities for your free time as well. And this is kind of what a game drive looks like. There will be a scout on the hood of the car. There'll be a driver, and then maybe 4, maybe 6 of the visitors from the lodge will share the Jeep. And now on October 11th, we will stay in that Kruger Park area, but we will switch from the Kapama Reserve to Sabi Sands Game Reserve. Again, it's another area. It might be more, there might be more boulders, might be more open. It's all the different national parks are quite different. And although all the animals roam freely throughout, you may be able to encounter other species here. So I really love being able to switch. Also go into a different camp, allows you to have a different experience in camp as well. So the next one is the Nkoro Bush Lodge. It's a little bit more remote. You're going to be in a thatched chalet. So even though it's like thatched roof, it's still very modern. All the amenities are there. All your meals are included. All your game drives, everything that you have experienced now at Kapama will continue here, except this lodge does not include alcohol. So let me know how you feel about that. If you want to have alcohol included all throughout, we can look into a drink package being added at this lodge as well. But they, of course, serve alcohol. You'll just have a bar bill at the end. But everything else included. So it's a much smaller lodge as well. So again, very different from a large 60-room camp at Kapama. So you'll be there for 2 nights. You'll be experiencing all kinds of different safari excursions. And then on October 13th, we will leave safari behind. We will take you to the airport and fly to Cape Town. We will spend 4 nights in Cape Town. And I think it's really necessary because there is so much to do from Cape Town. The city itself is vibrant, thriving, wonderful nightlife and restaurant scene. So you will enjoy that, especially after having all your meals included on safari. It's really nice to be in a city, enjoy really good wine, really nice restaurants, and the exchange rate in South Africa is fantastic. So you can get a wonderful meal for a fraction of the cost of what it would cost in the United States. So again, we'll pick you up from the airport, take you to the hotel. We chose a historic hotel, Victoria and Alfred, mainly because of the location. It's on the water, on the marina. You have beautiful views, beautiful sunsets, but it's also near the piazza, so it's lively. You can walk out and go to explore restaurants and so forth. So on the first day in Cape Town, after waking up and having your breakfast, which breakfast is always included at all of our hotels, we will explore the city proper and also go up to Table Mountain in a gondola. So you'll have beautiful views. Let me know how you feel about hiking, because we can do this day hiking one way up and then taking the gondola down, whatever makes you happy. We can arrange it. There's some stunning hikes around Cape Town. And on the following day, Cape Town is just a few hours from Cape Point, the southernmost part of Africa. So we will spend a day exploring that, going through smaller towns and villages, and going to Boulders Beach, where you will see this colony of jackass penguins, which is a fantastic place to visit. You can even go kayaking here if you're interested. So let me know. These are private tours. They're at your pace. We can customize it accordingly, but everything is included for you, your driver, your guide, and so forth, all the entry fees to all the sites as well. And then on the last day in Cape Town, I thought it would be really fun to get out of the city and go east down the Cape to all the vineyards and all the wine country and spend a day there. There's a really wonderful culture here, some really wonderful restaurants, vineyards, tastings. So we will spend a full day enjoying that, having some tastings, having a day out in the countryside before returning to Cape Town for the last night at your hotel. And October 17th, we are leaving South Africa behind, and we're going to fly to Victoria Falls. There are two airports, so we're going to fly into Victoria Falls, not Livingston, and transfer you to the hotel. Same concept, to the Ela Lodge Hotel. There'll be a private guide waiting with your sign, with your name on the sign, and take you to the hotel. It's a really great hotel. Let me see a picture if I have one. Yes, here it is. The hotel is right here, and Victoria Falls is just a road a few miles away. It's a really wonderful location. So it's going to be much more lush and green, and a really wonderful place to relax. And we will be there for 4 nights as well. So the first day is arrival. You can enjoy the hotel. The next day, we will really get to see the Zimbabwe side of Victoria Falls. We will see all the highlights, all the viewpoints. We will really make sure that you enjoy the best of Victoria Falls by day and by night, because at night we will have a Sunset Zambezi River cruise, which is really popular and a wonderful way to enjoy the area. Because Victoria Falls, even though it is waterfalls, it is actually a safari in itself. There's wildlife here. There's a lot of animals that may be coming around the hotel. So you will learn all about that from your local guides. And October 19th, we will step into Botswana for the day to Chobe, the most famous park in Botswana. It is known for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of elephants that thrive here and actually have completely changed the landscape of this park. It used to be very green and forested, and they have ripped out most of the trees, as elephants do, and almost turned this park into a desert-like scene. So it's quite interesting. And what will be special for you is that in Botswana, you will do your safari experience not only by that Jeep, but also by boat. So this will be your boat safari experience. You will be able to see wildlife from the water instead of from land. And that means, the hippos and the lions and the elephants and the zebras and everything that's hanging around the water to come for a drink. You will be able to see them that way. So it's really, really exciting to visit Chobe Park while you're at Victoria Falls. And on the last day in Victoria Falls, we included something special. We want you to rest, and we want you to take that day in to just relax. But we've included a helicopter flight to kind of pull that visit all together. You have been seeing the falls now from the water's edge, from the top, from all the viewpoints, and now you'll see them all at once from a helicopter. So that is what we will do for your last excursion. And then day 15, you have now been traveling for over 2 weeks. We will fly you back to Johannesburg, and you can take your international flight back home from there. So this is your private trip. And based on 2 people, it's about $8,000 per person. All you have to think about including is your international flight from home. I can certainly help you with that. We also work with travel insurance if you would like a quote. So let me know your thoughts. This is completely open to customization. So if you want to add on a pre-trip to Egypt because your flight stops in Cairo, we've done that. I've done that myself. I love breaking up a long flight with another excursion. Or if you want something more romantic, a different hotel, maybe you like smaller lodges or larger hotels in Cape Town, let me know. It's your trip. We will make sure to adjust it accordingly. I will share this with you now, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Happy travels.